Sarah lives a comfortable life. But here's the surprising part. She spends way less than most people. She's not cheap, and she doesn't feel deprived. Instead, she's mastered the art of extreme frugality in a way that makes life easier, not harder. In today's world, everything feels expensive. Rent is high, grocery prices keep rising, and even simple pleasures like eating out cost more than ever. While many people struggle to keep up, some have found a way to live well without spending much at all. They aren't just saving money, they're spending smarter, thinking differently, and making their money work for them. The habits of extremely frugal people go beyond basic budgeting. They use psychology, creativity, and strategy to reduce spending without sacrificing happiness. Why does this matter? Because extreme frugality isn't just about saving money, it's about gaining financial freedom. When you stop spending on things you don't truly need, you gain control over your time, choices, and future. In this video, we'll discover 6 unique spending habits that could change your financial life. Let's dive in. Number 1. They embrace calculated scarcity. Most people spend money based on what they earn. If they get a raise, they upgrade their lifestyle. Bigger homes, nicer clothes, more expensive vacations. But extremely frugal people do something different. They act like they earn far less than they actually do. This is called calculated scarcity. It means creating a fake financial limit to control spending, even when there's plenty of money available. Some frugal people pretend they only earn half of their real salary. Others set strict monthly spending limits, no matter how much they have in the bank. Why does this work? Studies in behavioral economics show that when we believe resources are limited, we make smarter choices. We waste less, get creative, and focus on what truly matters. For example, imagine you earn $5,000 a month, but tell yourself you can only spend $2,500. At first, it feels tough, but soon you find hidden ways to save, cooking more at home, canceling unused subscriptions, or rethinking impulse buys. The best part? The extra money you don't see gets saved or invested instead of being wasted. Many wealthy people secretly use this strategy. Warren Buffett still lives in a modest home because he never increased his lifestyle, just because he could. So, the less you allow yourself to spend, the more you build real wealth. Try this for a month, set a strict, faked budget, and watch how quickly you adapt. You might be surprised at how much you don't actually need. Number 2, they exploit the hidden free economy. Extremely frugal people have a secret. They don't just look for discounts, they find ways to get things for free. While most people believe they have to spend money for everything, frugal thinkers know that a hidden world of free resources exists. They've learned how to tap into it, making their cost of living much lower than the average person's. Take Emma, for example. She hasn't paid for books, movies, or online courses in years. Instead of buying, she uses her local library, which offers not just books, but also free access to expensive magazines, streaming services, and educational programs. She's also part of a skill swap community, where she teaches basic graphic design in exchange for free yoga classes. This way, she gets what she wants without spending a dime. Some frugal people have even found ways to live without paying rent. Instead of owning a home or signing a lease, they take long-term house-sitting jobs, looking after someone else's home while they travel. Others join home exchange programs, swapping houses with strangers for free vacations instead of booking expensive hotels. What makes this habit powerful is that it shifts the mindset from, "How can I afford this?" to, "How can I get this for free?" Frugal people know that money is not always necessary. Sometimes, the right connections, timing, and creativity can unlock free opportunities everywhere. Number 3, they treat time as a currency and spend it wisely. Extremely frugal people don't just manage their money carefully. They also manage their time like it's money. They understand that every hour they spend doing something has a cost, just like every dollar they spend. Instead of wasting time to save a few pennies, they focus on high-impact savings that truly make a difference. Take Daniel, for example. At first, he used to spend hours searching for tiny discounts, cutting coupons, and driving across town just to save a couple of dollars. But then he realized something. The time he was spending wasn't worth the small amount he was saving. Instead of focusing on minor savings, he shifted his energy to negotiating his biggest expenses, like his rent and insurance. By making one phone call to his landlord and offering to sign a longer lease, he got his rent reduced by $200 a month. That one conversation saved him more money than months of chasing small deals. Frugal people also know when to spend money to save time in the long run. They don't waste hours fixing something they don't understand when a professional can do it faster. They don't spend their weekends on exhausting DIY projects if their time is better spent earning or learning something valuable. By treating time as a currency, they make smart choices that keep them from feeling overworked and stressed. Saving money is important, but saving time is just as valuable, because time, once spent, is gone forever. Number 4, they master deferred gratification shopping. Extremely frugal people rarely buy something the moment they want it. Instead, they train themselves to wait. This isn't just about avoiding impulse purchases. It's about learning to delay spending in a way that reduces the need to buy at all. Take Olivia, for example. She wanted a high-end espresso machine that cost $600. Instead of rushing to buy it, she set a rule for herself. Wait 30 days. During that time, she looked for alternatives. She experimented with different ways to make coffee at home and realized she was just chasing a luxury experience, not the machine itself. After a few weeks, she found a barely used espresso machine for free on a local giveaway site. By waiting, she not only saved money but also discovered that she didn't need to spend it all. Frugal people understand that the longer they wait, the less they crave something. They let time do the work, allowing the initial excitement to wear off. Often, they end up realizing they don't truly need the item, or they find a cheaper or free alternative. Studies in behavioral psychology show that waiting before making a purchase can increase overall happiness. Anticipation itself creates satisfaction, sometimes even more than owning the item. By practicing deferred gratification shopping, frugal people keep their money, avoid buyer's remorse, and feel just as happy, if not happier, than those who spend without thinking. Number 5, they hack their own psychology to love cheap things. Extremely frugal people don't just spend less. They actually enjoy spending less. They don't feel deprived because they train their brains to find happiness in affordable things. Instead of forcing themselves to cut costs, they change what they value, making frugality feel natural instead of like a sacrifice. Take Mark, for example. He used to love eating at expensive restaurants, but once he decided to save money, he found a way to make home-cooked meals just as exciting. He turned dinner into an experience. He set the table nicely, played soft music, and treated every homemade meal like a restaurant dish. Over time, he stopped craving expensive dining because his brain associated home cooking with the same enjoyment. Frugal people also control their environment to shape their desires. Instead of watching influencers who promote luxury lifestyles, they follow people who appreciate simple living. Instead of shopping for fun, they replace that habit with free activities they genuinely enjoy. The less they expose themselves to expensive things, the less they feel the need for them. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation, the idea that people get used to what they experience regularly. By choosing to enjoy cheap things, frugal people rewire their brains to feel content without spending much. This makes saving money easy because they're not just forcing themselves to cut costs, they actually prefer their low-cost lifestyle. Over time, they don't miss luxury at all because their definition of happiness has completely changed. Number 6, they make financial self-sufficiency a game. For extremely frugal people, saving money isn't a struggle, it's a challenge they enjoy. They turn frugality into a game, making it fun instead of stressful. Instead of feeling like they're missing out, they feel excited every time they find a new way to save or earn without spending. Take Jake and Emily, a couple who wanted to save for a house, but didn't want to feel miserable doing it. Instead of cutting back in a way that felt painful, they turned it into a fun competition. They challenged themselves to see how long they could go without buying new clothes. They tracked their savings like a high score in a video game, celebrating every milestone. They even created small, no-spend challenges with friends, competing to see who could spend the least in a month. By making frugality feel rewarding, they stayed motivated and saved faster than they ever expected. Frugal people also look for creative ways to replace spending. Instead of paying for entertainment, they host free community events. Instead of hiring help for simple tasks, they learn new skills. They don't just think about saving money, they think about becoming more self-sufficient, finding ways to rely on themselves rather than constantly spending. By making money management a game, they remove stress and stay excited about their financial goals. Saving isn't a punishment for them, it's a challenge they love to win. And the best part? Every time they win, they move closer to total financial freedom. Frugality isn't about suffering or feeling deprived. It's about taking control of your money instead of letting it control you. Extremely frugal people don't just save money, they build freedom by choosing what truly matters and letting go of what doesn't. When you stop spending on things you don't need, you gain something far more valuable: peace of mind. You don't stress about bills. You don't feel trapped in a job just to keep up with expenses. You don't waste money on things that only bring short-term happiness. Instead, you create a life where money serves you, not the other way around. Now, if you want to learn how to achieve financial success, then watch this video next. If you made it to this point in the video, please like and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.